Hey y'all, happy Friday. Hope everybody is having a good Friday. It was more like a Friday for me. Hope everybody is doing well out there. As y'all saw in the thumbnail, tonight we're going to be making a sweatshirt that's going to be doing a little bit of mixed media. Last night, Making with Marilyn invited me over on her channel to hang out with her a little bit. And I had planned on stitching this design out, so I went ahead and stitched the design out. We're going to be mixing some embroidery with bling, and we did this last weekend for So Good too. Like we did a little bit of embroidery and bling, but this came out really good. I am obsessed with this. I'm getting flock dots everywhere. So I also made this design in bling only, and I'm just cutting it out to kind of test it out to see how it's going to look. So maybe we'll do two. We'll do the embroidery with bling. These hearts came from Making with Marilyn, and of course, I did not put any links in the description tonight. I will update it once the live is done, but these hearts came from Making with Marilyn, and they are beautiful, beautiful. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. I'm also going to go into Silhouette Studio just to show you the basic setup of getting something like this done. And then you can take the SVG out and use it in whatever digitizing software you use. I'll hop into Chroma for a little bit just to show you guys how, what that looks like, so that you can see that it will actually work if you do it. Now, I do find out, like with this particular design, and it's basically because of my font that I chose to use. This font, it kind of pulls some of the material, so it works really, really good on like the sweatshirts, the thicker materials. On t-shirts, it kind of like you got to play around with placing the stones, because I think that material just isn't as sturdy as a sweatshirt, so you don't really ever have to worry about that. But that's what I would suggest. If you're going to do something like this with a thick satin stitch like this, I would use a sweatshirt and not a t-shirt. Okay, especially if you want your bling to line up the way that it's supposed to line up. But we're going to walk through the whole process. Let's see who's here. I'm going to be picking out a few of these dots that I have left here while I just catch up with some of y'all and see what you guys are up to, how your day is going. Hey, Donzel. Okay, Donzel, you're the first one in tonight. Welcome, Donzel. I hope all is well. If this is your first time here, make sure you check out the other content. Don't be a stranger. If you feel like saying hi to everybody in the chat, you can. If not, we still love you. Thank you for being here and, giving us a chance. And for everybody in the bushes, hey, bushes. Just calls you guys angels because you are literally always watching and you're helping us, even though, you're not commenting. You're still very helpful to us by even being here and watching. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And of course, to my chatters, to all my chatty Cathies, I love y'all. Hey. All right, so let me see who's here. I saw Donzel. Donzel was here first. I'm just trying to get this done out of the way so we can hop into our software. We're going to be hopping into Silhouette Studio. I'm using the Business Edition. You can use Adobe Illustrator to create the original SVG. However, you will, if you want to add bling, you will need to have some software that can, convert your SVGs into bling. All right, so I'm using Silhouette Studio, the Business Edition. You may, need to use, if you have the Rhinestone Wizard, if you have Leonardo Design Studio, anything like that, then you could totally do the same thing if you don't have Silhouette Studio. But I would recommend Silhouette Studio because I think as far as being a budget-friendly program that is pretty legit, you can do a lot of things with it. I would totally recommend Silhouette Studio, the Business Edition. Hey, Miss Rosalind McElveen. Miss Rosalind McElveen, you got me feeling like I could send out some bling templates. If you guys missed the other day, the announcement I had. So we're going to be having a few of our templates available to as transfers. So some of our bling templates will be available as transfers. I'm going to see how it goes. And then, how this goes will determine whether or not I add more to the inventory to see. And I just want to make sure that you guys can get them in, and this means I'm talking about the full bling. It's a transfer. It's not just the template. It's not going to be this, you're going to get the actual template, the actual transfer of the design. So we'll see. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Mirror Bear. I love this shirt so much. Those hearts like sent it over the top. And now I think so. Tonight we're going to stitch out a hoodie. I already have it hooped on the machine already, but we're gonna stitch out a hoodie, and I think I want to put a heart on the hood too, and on the sleeves. I was gonna do a sweatshirt, but child, I could not find my other. I think I used the last sweatshirt. I love making sweatshirts. I think I used the last one, but it's all good. Hey, Mr. Neva Coleman. Sorry, I got a little hiccup. Hey, Brandy. I know. I hope everybody is safe and warm. It was warm here. We were in our 80s today. It started out like in the late 60s, then it was in the 80s, and I guess it's going to be colder tomorrow. We'll see. Hey, Bobby, Dr. Johnson. Hey, Michelle Brown. What are you guys working on tonight? Hey, Jennifer Ricci. Scrolling. Hey, Dempsey Boo and Tamika. Miss Mary Stovall, welcome. Hey, Jennifer. Karen Murray. So I'm going to show you guys how I do this. It's basically the same as if you were making any other like bling template. It's just certain parts of course, you're not going to bling. You're just going to bling the scatter. And creating the scatter is easy. I think I showed this the other day. We might have showed it a little bit in So Good the other night. I don't remember. I think so. So it's going to be basically the same. So we may do two shirts. We may do the hoodie with the embroidery and bling, and then we may do just a regular t-shirt with just the bling, because February in South Florida is not necessarily a cold month. So I need to still have me a t-shirt in addition to my hoodie. That hoodie is year round, but still, I'm not like the kids. I can't wear a hoodie 24/7. Doesn't, So let's see who else. Hey, Shamika and LaShawn, Katrina, Belinda. Hey, y'all, I'm still going to plan. So if you were on Facebook and on my Facebook page, and you joined the newsletter, a newsletter will be coming out this weekend with information for our bling along with that file that I gave to anybody who joined or who signed up for the newsletter. Well, we will be having a bling along. It is going to be limited to 100 people. So make sure you guys sign up for it. And then tomorrow, if you guys didn't know, Marilyn is having a sew along tomorrow. We're going to be sewing baskets. And that's for people who are on her channel membership. So if you're on her channel membership and you didn't get the notification or you missed it or you forgot to sign up, I think there's still time for you to sign up. Hey, Miss Sonia, Sylvia Jenkins, Patricia. All right, y'all, we're going to scroll because y'all know I can't be looking at the screen too much. Hey, Miss Mary Brown and Jessie and Risa. Hey, y'all. All right, I'm scrolling down. And we're going to get ready to get started. I'm going to head over into Silhouette Studio, okay? So again, if you just got here, this is what we're working on tonight. We're going to be, first let me start stitching out the hoodie. So we're going to work on creating this. And this is just an SVG that I turned into embroidery in chroma. So we're going to create the SVG and the bling so you can see how that would look. So I can actually, if you got this file, you'll see that this file also came with the SVG portion in case you don't want to do embroidery, in case you just want to do bling and puff or bling and an HTV, you can. All right, so that's how that came. And then we're also gonna add this. So we have a lot of blinging to do. Not too much, but enough. Hold on, let me grab my cutting mats. I thought the cutting mats were over here, y'all, but I guess maybe I moved them. Oh, they're over here. All right, so I already did the trace. We're doing a hoodie. And that's only because need to do that. That's only because I didn't realize that I am out of my sweatshirts. So I gotta put in an order for sweatshirts. Somebody asked me where I get my sweatshirts from. It just depends. Mostly though, because I usually take orders. I don't like to keep a lot of inventory. I usually will just get them from Jiffy or what's the other? Shirt Space. And there's one more that I'll get, especially when I have to get them in a rush. Those aren't the best prices. I mean, I would definitely say use your wholesale license to your advantage or your sales tax license to your advantage and get them for even cheaper. Unless you're just still going to Michael's and getting your shirts at Michael's. Michael's really isn't that expensive for their shirts. All right, so I'm just going to get ready and we're going to click start. So I already traced it. And I think I got the right color on there. Yeah. So tonight, I have to make sure that I check in between the sweatshirt to make sure that it is not stitching itself. Okay, because I gotta admit that's my thing. I've done it several times, and it never feels good when I go back and look, and I'm like, oh. I started to pull on the sweatshirt, and then I realized it's stitched together. I don't feel good, y'all. Very infuriating, actually. I just got a few of these. Let me see what you guys are saying. Nice to be young, it's black. Kingsbury crafts. All right, we're gonna get ready and get started. I'm sorry if I missed you guys. I'm sorry. Hey, Evie and Carrie. Hey, Miss Marlinda, Robin, 4G, Miss Marissa, Miss Starla, Miss Linda Gray. Hey, y'all. All right, so I'm just moving this because I do want to bling this out too. It's kind of like the same way that the Be Mine bling template is. Basically the same, but it just has the also love text. Okay, let me put y'all over. I think I have the. All right, we're gonna get ready to get started. Hey, crafting nurse slow. Thanks, though. Miss Sonia, it's on the Facebook page. It's on the Facebook page. Okay, you guys are good. All right, so let me get ready. So now we're inside the Solo Studio. If you've never been, can you guys hear me fine? Let me know. Hey, Taritha, I know the machine is, but let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm gonna make us bigger. You guys don't need to see me. All right, can you guys hear me? Yes or no? Yes. Thank you, Brandy. I knew I had my Leo sister chime in because you know I couldn't move forward. Hey, Crystal, the creator. Okay, thanks, Dorita. All right, y'all. So now we're inside a Silhouette Studio, and we're going to create basically the same thing that we're going to be making tonight. But I want you guys to know that this works with anything. So I don't know if you guys saw, I put up the Leo symbol, and I pretty much did the same thing. This works with shapes and text, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head to our text box, and I'm just going to type in it. We're going to do it is on both and then well. This is because I have been singing this song all week. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this song, It Is Well With My Soul. I'm just going to leave it at It Is Well. Okay, and then we're going to head over to the textile panel, and I'm going to just center it. Now, I'm not really using this text, and everybody keeps asking me what text or what font I use for these designs that I'm making. There's a lot, and if you saw maybe the lives around November when I was using this font in some of them, you probably already know the font that I'm using. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna reduce the line spacing here, but I do want you guys to know. Find your own fonts that you like that work well with your items. I had to look for fonts that I liked that was going along with what I wanted. Okay. The font that I use for this design or this kind of like, I'm sticking with like that same look for a lot of the designs. I use this look for a lot of the Christmas designs as well. It is called Twinkle Christmas or something like that. I'm just called Twinkle Christmas. If you guys must know, I got this from off of Creative Fabric after looking through hundreds of fonts to find the font that I wanted. Okay, it's called Twinkle Christmas. So I'm going to just go ahead and we're going to make this a little bit larger. If you notice the way that these fonts come in, this is, they're all together. If I turn this all one color, if we turn this all black, you can't really tell, and I remove the red outline. It looks like it's fine, but it's not. You have to regroup, okay? Gretchen, how would you do flat back rhinestones? What do you mean, how would I do flat back rhinestones? I would just, if I'm going to be doing flat back, that means I'm going to be like gluing them on by hand. So you need to get a good glue. I've used Gentech when doing it to get flat back, but honestly, I prefer hot bits rhinestones when I'm working with fabric. But I do know a lot of people who use flat back rhinestones too. Thank you, Karen. All right, so I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more. All right, so now we just have this well. Now I just reduced some of that line spacing in between. The first thing you need to consider is the size of your design. So if you have an embroidery machine that can only stitch, your hoop is a 10 by 6 or 6 by 10, you don't want to make your design too large that it doesn't fit in the hoop. The bling portion really isn't going to matter. It's the part that you're going to be stitching together, okay? So right now, this is telling me that this is like 10 inches, a little over 10 inches by 7.5 inches wide. This is going to be pretty. I can do it with one of my hoops, but it's also measuring this space up here. And that's what you, with Silhouette Studio, you're not getting an exact size of your text. This is kind of customary in all design software. So what we're going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to ungroup it. Now that I have it ungrouped, y'all see like each letter is its own character. So if I move that over, that's what that looks like. So when you're creating your SVG, think about, for those of you who have cutters, think about when you take something into, let's say, Cricut, and it's not welded together, it cuts into each other. That's what would happen. So if I remove the color here, and I just have the red outline, you can see it's going to cut. All of those are cut lines. So that little chunk right there is going to be cut out. That's going to be cut out. All that stuff is going to be cut out. Okay? We don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of move this down a little bit. And then I just want to see what size this is going to be. So right now they're telling me it's like 8 inches. I don't want it to be that big or that tall. So we're gonna do something to reduce it a little bit. Okay. But before we work with that, let's just go ahead and select everything. I'm going to right click and then we're going to weld it together. With Silhouette Studio, anything that is touching, it welds it together. So you see how the W and the E is welded together, the L's are welded together, the I and the T. But if you look here, those I's are not welded together. That's because those I's aren't touching anything. It's like it is, that's not touching. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bounding boxes. Okay. So I'm just going to select it and I'm just going to bring this over. I selected the whole thing. I'm going to right click and we're going to, I could take everything and just make everything into a compound path, but I kind of don't want to because I want to be able to move each of the words around separately. I want to do a few little things with it. Okay. So I'm just going to select it. I'm going to right click. And for now, I'm just going to make that into a compound pad. I'm going to do the same thing for is. If you notice the dot is selected and the I and the S, and we're going to right click and make that into a compound pad. So now I can play around with this a little bit more. So I don't want it to be too tall. So I'm going to kind of move it down a little bit to about right there. And then I'm also going to move this kind of like that. At this point, depending on like what you want it to look like, you can kind of slant it, you can do different things with it, but I'm going to leave it like that. I'm also going to make it is a tad bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller, kind of like that. Maybe go a little smaller than that too. Maybe like about right there. Move that over. And then I'm going to move it down just a little. Okay? This is what I like. You may not like it like this, and that is fine, okay? It's all a matter of preference, what you like. When I select this, now I have this at 7.717 inches wide by 7.413. Again, you want to make sure you're paying attention to the size because you don't want to create something that cannot fit in your hoop, okay? Unless you're like Jess and you're a pro at the repositional hoop, then maybe you don't mind. I'm going to stick to this. So I might stretch this out a little bit. Just to get it a little bit wider. I kind of like, especially when I'm adding the bling, I kind of at least like to start out with like about 9 inches wide. When you're adding the bling, remember you're going to expand the width of that design, the width and the height of the design. So you always want to make sure you're conscious of what your initial size is and then what it's potentially going to be, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to make this 9. We're going to stretch it out a little bit. Let's leave it at here, 9.228. And then I'm going to still make it is just a tad bit smaller. This is what I like to do. You don't have to do this. Remember, when you're designing, it's all up to like what you like, okay? I'm not going to let it touch. It doesn't really matter if it touches or not because remember, this is going to be embroidery. Now, it's possible that we could go ahead and bling this out too. That's also a possibility. That's, up to you and what you like. All right, so I'm going to select here. Now, that's about 7 inches. Let me go ahead. I'm going to still make this a little bit smaller. I think we're going to go right here. We're going to go to about 6. This is a sweet spot for my 13 by 8 embroidery hoop. Okay, my mighty hoop. So I'm going to select here. We're going to go ahead. I'm going to turn this into, let's make it black. And then I'm just going to remove that red outline. So right now we still have 3 separate parts. It is a well. I'm going to right click and then I'm just going to go ahead and make this into a compound pad. But before I do that, I always like to make copies of whatever it is that I'm doing. So I'm just going to bring this over. All right. So now I'm going to select all of that, right click, and make that into a compound pad. Now we can take this out and cut this exactly like this and create a design space and Leonardo. We can take it out and do whatever you need to do with it. Okay. This is your SVG. So we just created an SVG file. Okay. All I have to do with Silhouette Studio, the business edition, at this point, I can go save selection, save to hard drive. We're going to type it as well. And then I can go ahead and select SVG. Oh, you guys can't see that. Let me just show the whole screen. Hold on. Let me go back out of here real quick. Because you guys can't see my whole entire screen. You only can see a little bit. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. Stop screen sharing. All right, I'm going to share the whole screen again. I'm going to add me back on now. Done. All right, so we're gonna head back into Silhouette Studio, but I want you guys to see the pop-up screens. You can't see them on here. Here's screen. I'm about to share screen. Your entire screen. All right, so now we have it as well. How do you get the width and height numbers to show up without having to group it together? It has to be grouped together. If not, it's going to only get each individual part. It's not gonna, you gotta group it together. It will show you if it's all together before you ungroup it, but when you ungroup it, it's treating everything as its own separate individual component. Okay? It's treating everything as its own separate individual component. All right, so now we have our design and we want to save it as an SVG. So I'm going to head up to File. We're going to go to Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive. And then so here's where I would type it as well. With Silhouette Studio, the business edition, we're able to save this as an SVG. Okay, we're able to save this and export this out. With the other versions of Silhouette Studio, you're not really able to do, you're not able to do that. Okay, so here, as you see, when I did the drop down menu, we have all of the different ways we can save this. And SVG is a good way for us to be able to save it. That's what we want, right? All right, so now we already have our SVG. I'm not going to touch this size again. I'm going to leave this exactly the way that it is. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready and begin our bling portion. Okay. So I'm going to head over to the modified, not the modified. I'm going to head over to the offset panel, which are these two little stars. Oh no. Yeah, you need 13. You got to use hot mix. All right, so we're going to select offset. And what the offset is it's just going to create another outline, okay? But with this panel, you create the outline, but you can also determine the distance. So that would be the point from the edge of that original design to the offset. So how far out that offset goes, okay? Hey, Joyce. Hey, Takaturo. All right, so we're going to select offset. This is at 0.15, which I'm pretty good with it being at a 0.15 right here. If you look here, the distance. I generally go with 0.125 when I'm doing rhinestones if I want it to fit a certain type of way. But for this, I just want to create a scatter. And so I'm going to stick with 0.15, okay? We don't know how large the scatter is going to be. If you notice, the width changed, okay? And even right now, once we turn it into rhinestones, that width isn't going to be 9.528 when we release it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to change the offset. I did not click out of the offset. If you notice, there's still a bounding box around it. I'm going to head over here to you can go to the fill panel for colors, but I usually just go to the shortcut up here. So we're going to change this to pink. You all know how much I love pink. And I just removed that red outline. So if you notice, that is the distance. The distance from the black to the edge of the pink, that is the distance. That's 0.15, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our rhinestone panel. And here's the rhinestone panel right here. And I'm going to just open it up. All right? If you undock your panels, you can open up multiple panels at a time, okay? So I'm just going to undock it so we can see the full rhinestone panel over here. If this is your first time seeing the rhinestone panel, you want to get Silhouette Studio, the business edition. Hey, Philisaya and Delonda Patrice and friend and Martha. If you want to see this panel, you have to have the business edition of Silhouette Studio in order to have access to this. Okay, it is 100% worth it. The business edition, this Silhouette Studio, and somebody needs to knock on some wood, say a quick prayer. But the business edition of Silhouette Studio is not something that you have to have a subscription for. Once you purchase it, it's yours, and you can put it on 2 different devices. Okay, I purchased this maybe 6 years ago, and I've never had to. And I think at that time I might have paid $99 for it, and I haven't had to buy it again. Okay. So now we're going to turn this outline into rhinestones. If you notice, just the pink is selected. I don't have the black selected. If I had both of them selected, you would see 2 bounding boxes. You'll see the 2 bounding boxes around 1, 2. But if I have the pink selected, we just have the 1. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's turn this into an outline. So with the rhinestone panel, you have a few options. This is just for you to convert it back to regular with none, right? No stones. Here we have the edge fill. Here we have a linear fill, and here we have the radial fill. For the purpose of tonight, we're only going to be working with the edge fill. All right, not the edge fill. That's just going to be an outline. So once I select here, it'll change it. But if you notice here, we also have rhinestone sizes. We're going to be using SS10 rhinestones. And then for spacing, we're also going to be playing around with the spacing. All right, so let's select 10SS, edge fill. And so now we have just a basic outline, okay? Just a basic outline. Oh, that looks so blurry. Why it looks so blurry, y'all? Was it always blurry like this? And very hard. All right, so the next thing I want to think about, how tight do I want these stones to be? Do I want it to be like a nice tight edge around the rhinestones? If I do that, then watch how you see how those stones got closer together. I could also add more space if I want to add more space. Hey Vera, if I want to add more space. So let's say we started out with 0.039, which is the default. But let's say if I go with let's say we did 0.1, right? Then it's even more. So that's what we're going to be doing as we create the offset. We're going to be increasing the space in between each stone, all right? But I feel like I want to start out with at least a point. Let's start out with a 0.75. Not that. 0.075. That was a lot, all right? So I kind of want to start out with that. We don't want too much, okay? We don't want too much. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to head back over to the offset panel and we're going to create another offset. But we're creating an offset based off of our pink layer, okay? So I'm going to select offset. It's still that 0.15. This is where you can play around with it, but I already know that if I make the offset even wider, it's just going to make the template, wider than I want it to be before I want it to be that wide. So I'm going to keep it at 0.15. When you're playing around with it, you can change it up. It doesn't have to be 0.15. It can be whatever you want it to be, okay? So I'm going to turn this pink. Then we remove that outline. And then if you notice, like it's just going the same because it's the same distance, right? How do you know the stitches won't go into that rhinestone space? So it shouldn't. If you keep it the same size, it won't go in there. Generally, the stitches kind of stay true, but I'll show you guys how I always double check it. Okay, I'll show you how I double check it. All right, so I want to add more space because I don't really like how that looks, right? So I'm going to go here. We're going to let's go to 0.2 and see how much space goes in. Now we have a little more space in it, okay? We're just going to keep repeating this. If you notice, that width is 9.813. And 813 is my birthday, so I know it's a good day. All right, so we're going to keep it like this. Let's go ahead and do another offset. I'm going to select offset. And then if you guys see those little rhinestones there. I'm just going to fill that color in. Remove that cut line. And then we're going to add even more space, okay? So let's say let's double the space and see what that's going to look like. So we did 0.4. So y'all see how we're just creating that little rhinestone burst? It's 100% up to you what you like, how you want that fill to be, okay? We're also going to do another offset. That's going to be our final offset because this is already 10.127 inches wide. Gretchen, I use chroma or embrilliance. Chroma or embrilliance. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select offset again. And so that made it 10.427 inches wide. So at this point, I'm going to keep, we can maybe let's do 0.5 and see how that's going to look. For this one, I might go a little bit smaller. Again, remember, this is just a matter of preference, okay? So let's say if I do 0.25, make it a little bit smaller. I don't know if I'm gonna like it like this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. All right, so then I'm gonna do another offset. And if y'all see that offset, it jumped all the way up to 10.730. Okay, that's gonna be fine for me because I'm gonna there's a workaround for me. You guys will see what I do. Okay, when we release these stones, it's going to be more than 10.730. I just want you guys to know that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this color. Are we done already? And I'm going to change this to 0.6. All right. So this is the scatter, and I'm happy with this scatter. This is the scatter that I'm going to go with, okay? Now, let me reduce my screen size. So let's say we're going to go with this scatter. Now, I move this out of the way. That's what we have, okay? I didn't do too many rhinestones. If we open up that rhinestone panel again, we only have 740 rhinestones here, okay? Only 740 rhinestones. So that's not even a lot of rhinestones that we're going to be brushing in for this one. I didn't bring a hoodie. We're not going to do this one tonight. So that looks good. I'm happy with this. So what I need to do now, I need to select all the rhinestones. So I can either move this out of the way because we're pretty good there. And then I'm just going to select all of this. And then we're going to head back over to the rhinestone panel. Now, this part is very important because this is how you're going to make sure Silhouette Studio knows, you know, that these are for rhinestones. And I think I'm going to try to show you guys what will happen if we don't do it that way. All right, so now I have all of those layers selected. If you look, there's about 5 bounding boxes because we created 5 offsets. Okay, I am going to head back over to the rhinestone panel and we're going to select release rhinestones. Once you select release rhinestones, those rhinestones are all, you know, now you see they have their individual boxes. When you're doing this, you don't want to resize this template at all. Because remember, you're basing everything on it as well. Okay, but you're basing everything on that. So you don't want to resize it at all. Now, what I want to show you guys is, remember when we first finished that last outline, that last offset, this was about 10.7 inches wide, right? Once we release the rhinestones, now it's 10.838 inches wide. And that is because prior to us releasing, I didn't know I was still big, I'm sorry. Prior to us releasing the rhinestones, it was only measuring those stones as a line. It was not measuring it as an actual circle, okay? So it's just measuring it as the line. Once we released them, then it gave each of those rhinestones its own characteristics, right? So I don't want a design that's going to be 10.838 inches wide. You might, and some, you know, I used to want designs that were 20 inches wide, but I don't necessarily because it came with my shirts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move a few of these stones on the outer layer, like on the outer perimeter of it. I'm just going to move them a little bit around, right? So like this, I know that one, so I may move this here. I'm not touching any of the other stones. Like I'm not going to move any of that, but anything that's over here, I'm just going to kind of move it around. At this point, if there's parts in your design that you want to move, let's say if you don't want those 3 there in the E, if you don't want this, you know, these here in the L's, you don't want those there, you can totally move those out of the way. So let's say that's what we want. Let's go ahead and move that. We can move this. It's all about like what you like, what you want, what you don't want. Okay, so I'm just going to move some of these stones around. You can add stones, and I'm going to just hold down my Option key. I'm working on a MacBook, but if you're working on a PC, you can hold down your Alt key. And I'm just going to hold down my Option key, click onto a stone, and drag. I do like to do this sometimes, like just to fill in some of the spaces that may be, you know, may look a little bit empty. Like right there, I may put something right there, and you can randomly place them. This is, and you don't, to be honest, you don't even have to do that, right? Like I'll delete this because I don't really want it to have like that really circular type of look there. Maybe delete this one. And so once I'm done with that, let's go ahead and see how wide it is now. So if I select it now, look how much we shaved off, guys. Now that's 10.535. And all we did was really take off a few of the rhinestones over on the edge to make it just a little bit smaller. You may say you want yours to be a little bit wider. You can. In this case, you know, you could even make your text a little bit wider or larger, depending on, you know, what you want to do. But for now, we're good. Okay. Now that we have these rhinestones released, remember, I'm not resizing anything. If I click onto any of these circles, I want to say 0.13 by 0.13. And when I click onto this, this says 0.13 by 0.13. Okay, 0.13 by 0.13. All of these rhinestones are the same size. 0.13 by 0.13 is your plate size for your SS10 rhinestones. Okay, you can do 0.135, 0.137. You can do that, but you don't want to go below 0.13. Free to be me, Barbie. I'm working in Silhouette Studio, but the business edition. Silhouette Studio, the business edition. Okay, so now that we have all of these stones, they're all separated, we release them. We now need to kind of put them back together. Okay, so what I'm going to do is there's two ways you can just grab it. You can either just go here and just select them all because they're all the same color. And if you look here, kind of like, was that Bobby or Carrie mentioned about the size? If I select all of those, because these are all the same size, it's telling me here that it's 0.13 by 0.13, but we know that this is 10.535 by 8.421, right? But this is telling me that it's 0.13 by 0.13 because that's telling me the size of each of the stones here. If you ever have a bling design and you're in Silhouette Studio and you release the stones and you go to see, you do what we just do and select all of the stones and it doesn't tell you that they're all the same size, you're going to need to make sure that your holes are the same size. Okay, it duplicates all the stone. Oh, it duplicates all the stones for me. It shouldn't. It's probably, it might be because you have two layers. You have a layer on top of another layer that you don't see. So undo it. If you're doing it now, Bridget, just undo it. Like undo it until you get to the point to before you turned it into, before you released it, and just see, just move those stones around. Like try to see if you have a layer on top of another layer, because that's what would happen. All right, so we're good. I'm going to select all of these. We're going to now, I'm going to show you a few things. So I always tell everybody when you're doing bling and you're in Silhouette Studio, you want to make sure you release your stones, release your rhinestones from the rhinestone panel. You want to move them around, delete any stones that you may not need, right? Then you want to group it and then make it into a compound path. Okay, you want to group it and then make it into a compound path. Free to be me, Barbie. I use over Silhouette or over the Cameo or the Cricut. I prefer the Cricut, but I use other cutters too. And I do prefer to cut out with my, as of like maybe like 2 weeks, the Juliet has been my favorite. The Caesar Juliet has been my favorite to cut rhinestone flock. Hey, Miss Sandra, what we looking like tonight for 2020? Is it good? Let me know. I know you gotta let me know a little bit later. I came on my right time, well, 10 minutes late, but still. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. You have to group them first and then make them into a compound path. If you skip the part of making it into a if you skip the part of grouping it, let's say we right click and I go ahead and I make it into a compound path. Y'all see what happened? That's what happened when you don't group it first. You have to group them first in Silhouette Studio, okay? Sometimes you'll have stones just jump out of place and go to the various places. You want to make sure that you group it first, okay? So we're going to right click. I'm going to group it. And then we're going to right click and make that into a compound path. All it did was take away the color. We're just going to go back up here. We're going to change that color back. And now we have our template, okay? Now you always want to make sure you pay attention to your width and your height, okay? This is important because if you open this up in another software like Leonardo Design Studio or Cricut Design Space or wherever, you need to know the size because you need to make sure that you're cutting it, you know, that you're going to have the correct hole size, right? So we're going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to go to File. We're going to do Save Selection in Silhouette Studio because I have a lot of other things on the screen. I don't want to do that. I have a lot of other things on the screen and I only want to save this, okay? So we're going to click here. I'm going to right click. We're going to do Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive. And then I'm just going to type in it is well EMB Bling Scatter. I'm going to tell this is SS10. And then the size, because I have it selected, the size is there, so I don't have to go back and forth. It's 10.535 inches wide by 8.421 inches high. And then because I have Silhouette Studio, the business edition, I can save this as an SVG. So we're just going to do the drop down format menu, click SVG, click OK. And now we have our rhinestone template. I can open this up. Let's go here in Silhouette Studio. Of course, I did also loved in all bling too, y'all, because y'all know I'm a blingy type of girl. All right, so we're just going to go to File. I'm going to import. It is well bling scatter template, cut only. And remember, this should be 10.535 inches wide. And remember with Leonardo, it automatically, like when it comes in, it'll tell you what that size is. So that's perfect for us. Okay, so it's 10.535 inches wide. And I would just go ahead and do the same thing that I did with this. I don't have any of my cutters plugged in right now, so we're not going to cut it, but I would just go ahead, create my box around it that I used to fight against this box, y'all. I'm right click, and then I'm just going to do combine pass. And so now this is ready for me to cut. So when I get ready to go back into Caesar Leonardo or take down my Juliet or Romeo, I can be ready to cut it. I just need to cut that. Okay. So that's it, y'all. It's new. Thanks, Miss Sandra. Hey, Karen Knighton. The weather is pretty good for me, y'all. I don't know. I think it may get a little bit, a little bit cooler. But today it was in the 80s. It started out like in the maybe like 68 when I got in the car. So now this art, we're going to go into Chroma, okay? Remember, we already saved this. We're not changing the size. That's one you got to remember. You cannot change the size, okay? The size is the size is the size. You cannot change the size once you get ready to do it. So, Latasha, girl, there is no subscription for Silhouette Studio, the business edition. There's one flat fee. Oh, you weren't talking about Silhouette Studio? Ron, so I used to didn't put a box around the template, but it just gives it a cleaner cut. I'm gonna go off of here for now for a little bit. Let me make this bigger. I'm gonna remove the screen for now. And then we're gonna head into Chroma. Sorry, y'all. All right, so when you put a box around the template, like it just looks nicer, right? So before I didn't put boxes around it, and I would just cut the template out, and then I would take it off the mat, and then I would just cut it myself. But it just looks a lot nicer when you put the bounding box around it. And that's just how I feel. Eve, before I didn't do this, like I didn't really care, but now I do care, and it's because of Eve that I actually, make sure that I put a bounding box around it. But that's it. So your cutter literally cuts the template out. Like after it's done cutting the holes, it cuts the template for you. So yeah, that's why, Ron. All right, so I'm gonna add so now we have this, right? Guess what you can do? You can cut this out as an SV, with HTV. You can cut this out with puff. You can cut this out with whatever, if you wanted to do. We're not really doing applique with this, but if you wanted to do something like this with applique, then you could too. You would just take this and turn this into an applique design instead of, we're just going to do a satin stitch. All right, so let's head into Chroma. Now, what I want you guys to know, we've done the biggest part of the design as far as creating the design, creating the bling. I'm showing you guys inside of Chroma right now just to finish it out. However, you can do this in any software, Brilliance, the Embroidery Legacy, so any digitizing software you use, you can do this inside of there. You just got to remember what the size of your design is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to click merge. And then we're going to bring in that original It Is Well that we have. And this came in at 9.23 inches wide by 6.8 inches high. Kind of seems like that's the right size, but let's go because I didn't put the size in the file name. So we have 9.231 and 6.802. That's basically what this is. Okay. So we're pretty good here. With chroma, I cannot put that exact size. It's gonna cut it off. Okay. So let's go here. We have It Is Well. I'm just gonna go. So I generally don't make things as a compound path when I'm doing embroidery. Like if I'm going to do this as embroidery, I'm not going to make it into a compound path. So, and I did make that into a compound path. So I'm going to go back to Silhouette Studio because I don't make it into a compound path. And I think this one I didn't make into a compound path perfect. So I'm going to select here. We're going to right click. I'm going to click Save As. There's a few reasons why I don't do that when I'm working with embroidery and SVGs. I kind of like to leave everything separately, especially if I plan on having auto digitizing help me. So I'm just going to select all of that. We're going to go to File. I'm going to click Save Selection to Hard Drive. Did I change that size? It kind of looks like I did. It looks like I changed the size. Yeah. It really does look like it. So let me see. I can change it back. No, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right, let me do File, Save As, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive. You got to pay attention to the size, y'all. I'm just going to call this It Is Well 2. We're going to save this as an SVG. I'm going to select OK. And then we're going to go back over to Chroma. I'm just going to remove this one because I just don't like working with compound paths inside of Chroma. There's some softwares that compound path isn't really your best friend to work with, and Chroma for me is one of them. So now when I do the drop down, I have 3 different parts. I have It, Is, and Well. Remember with the other one, I just had 1. When I opened that up, I just had 1. So each word is its own word. Okay. So let's say if we're going to digitize this, then of course I would get out, I would start plotting. Let's say if we were doing this as a satin stitch or whatever, I would start plotting. We don't have time for that today. Okay, so I'm going to just right click. Let's say if I turn this into convert to run. So that just converted the file into a run file. So I can actually change this to, let's say if we did a beam stitch, we can do a motif. If I did like a motif, I can maybe change, it could look something like that. It wouldn't necessarily have to be a satin stitch if I didn't want it. Right? You could do something like this and then have do your bling around it. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be a whole satin stitch. Honey, that's a lot of stitches. All right, so we have it like that. But it's up to you. Okay, that's with it being a run stitch and me just changing the, using a motif. So you can do different things. You can make it as cute. These are options that are also available to you inside of other digitizing softwares. Okay, this is not just a standalone Chroma thing. Chroma has a subscription attached to it. Okay, I don't want to use it. I want to go ahead. I've been doing pretty good with my satin stitch. So let's say if I just convert that to a satin stitch, this is what that looks like. Let me go to realistic view. So that's what this looks like. Now, the one thing that I would do right here is I would go ahead and break this up, break apart, because I don't need that. That I can be, see, that's, I'm going to have to, now I got to go back in there and do, move the angle lines. So this is the satin stitch. Now there's a few things that you have to consider when you're doing satin stitch. Y'all see how this all looks? Just because you auto digitize something doesn't mean that that's how it should be. Okay, we're not going to do a full remake of this design, but let's say if I go here and I'm selecting, this is the kind of like edit points. So we're going to just remove some of the line. So this is a split line. This blue line here in chroma is called a split line. That line, that's what splits the design. So I don't want a split line. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. I'll right click, delete split line. And then here I want to delete the split line too. Delete split line. And then I also want to remove this angle line right here because that looks a little bit weird. Delete angle line. Now you can have this go whatever way you want it to go, right? You see how this angle line, this looks, it's just too much going on here. It's just too much going here. I'm gonna move this one too, delete angle line. And then here, delete split line. So this is where I would personally, for the sake of time, I'm doing this for the sake of time, right? But I would probably just go ahead and manually digitize this. I'm not a really big fan of auto digitizing for these reasons, but you know, that is a thing. Can you get auto digitizing to work in your favor? You can. So I'm just showing you guys this here, but it's not necessarily my favorite way to embroider. I'm creating these split lines here because with a satin stitch, you'll see how that goes. This is just capping that, capping the satin stitch to kind of help it close a little bit. That's why you would do something like that. All right. I'm not going to do this whole thing, but also with the thicker satin stitches, you want to make sure you're not going too wide. So this is kind of wide. I'm going to use my ruler just to see how wide that is. Usually 0.81 is your sweet spot, but that's still kind of wide. You know, that just looks odd. So if you decide that you want to do something like this, this is what I would do. And then I'm also going to move this angle line right here to go in that same direction as the split line, so that when it's stitching out decent. Okay, and I'm just changing angle lines here. Let me see if you'll have what size was the satin stitch on this piece. On this one, the satin stitch right here, I don't remember the one on mine, the one that I did already. I don't remember what it was. This is almost half an inch. It's 0.48. If I go over, it'll probably be 0.48 inches. So I just, in here, you just have to go in and look at all these extra unnecessary split lines at certain points and angle lines. I really just want to go and delete all of the angle lines, but we don't really have time for me to really do that. So I'm just going to go here and we're going to be done. I'm going to actually digitize this. Delete angle line, delete angle lines, delete angle lines. But if you just delete all, you don't have to keep deleting them individually. That's the easiest thing to do. Okay. All right. But if you notice with that T, how I moved that split line up here, you just, you know, it makes it look like the T instead of, you know, having like a little odd end to it. Also here, there's angle lines everywhere. Let me see another place where I would do that. And then we're going to save this so that you guys could see. Yeah. See right here, I would probably just make that a little bit cleaner. And I might make that split line here too. But that's what we got so far. This is definitely not anything that's finished, but you guys kind of get the idea. Yeah. Yeah. 0.48 is big. I love it big. I love wide satin stitches. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. We're going to pretend that this is good. All right. I'm going to select save as. And once you click save as in Chroma, it automatically saves as an RDE file. You can save, let's say we did it as well. And I'm just going to do it as well demo because I'm not going to keep this. And then I may save what the size is. So this is 9.23 inches wide by 6.8 inches high. and I would save that as my RDE, because that way I can go back and work on it if I need to. I can go back and do whatever I need to do with it, and we just click save. So then I would go ahead and just do save as again, and then I'd save this as my brothers use PES. So I would save this as a PES file, or if I'm doing my using my Rakomas, I would save it as a DST. The Rakomas and the Pulin does DST. Okay. And then I have that saved as that. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is, because we need to make sure that this is going to fit, right? And we know that this is 9.2 with Chroma or any other software, whatever you have here, it's going to tell you what size that design is. So this design is 9.23 inches wide by 6.80 inches high. And this has 12,611 stitches. That's how many stitches this has. Okay. Do this or do. Oh, Arconley, Maryland. I don't remember what everything. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Mayor Bear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Elba. All right, y'all. So let's head back over to, remember we saved this as a DST. With Silhouette Studio, you can open a DST file. Okay. So I'm just going to head up to File. We're going to select Merge. And then I'm going to find that DST that I just made. And look at our, look, that's the DST that we just made. Y'all see those stitches in there? Do y'all see the stitches? If I fit this in here, if it's perfect, this is how I know that we're in good shape. I know we didn't really digitize this. We just kind of played around with auto digitizing, but it was really just so that I could show you. If you don't touch the size of, if you don't change the size of it, you can bring it back into Silhouette Studio and you can verify that it will fit. Okay, you can verify that it will fit. Hey, Meredith, you can verify that it will fit. Okay, so this is good to go. This is good to go. So if I already, if this was a file that I actually wanted to stitch out, which I do want to stitch this out, but I want to do the embroidery, I want to digitize it properly, I could go ahead, put this into my machine, you know, put the it is well portioned into my machine, take out my cutter, cut out the bling, and it's going to fit beautifully. Okay. Yeah, Jennifer. Yes, yes, yes. So remember, Silhouette Studio, we can bring in a DST file into Silhouette Studio. Okay. You can bring in a DST file into Silhouette Studio. All right. Does anybody have any questions before I get out of here? I'm not about to get out of here. I'm just going to start blinging up my other portion. So let's say if we wanted to turn this into bling. And I already did this is the one I did into a compound path already. I usually don't like to do it into compound path. I would probably go ahead and do an internal offset. Let's turn that internal offset blue. So not a lot of blue. And then open back up that rhinestone panel. And then I have the black selected. I'm going to create an edge, but I'm going to change this back to 0.015. And then if I change that oh, I forgot. Y'all, why y'all didn't remind me to group this all together when I did the internal offset? Come on, guys. You got to help me. I think that's a little bit. Nope. I don't want that. And if we select here, there's probably going to be some parts that I did not select. Let me right click and group that together. And then we turn this into rhinestones. And there you have a rhinestone template. And that don't even look that bad. Like it's not even much that we probably have to even fix on here. Like to move the stones around, I would clean this up. I would also clean, let me see if I could get a stone there. One stone. But I would definitely like clean this up and you have a template. Okay. Kristen. You want me to try? Let me try to bring in a PES. I only do bring in DSTs, but let's see. Let's see if we can bring in that PES too. I think you can though, Jennifer. Where is it at? Here it is. Let's see. Yeah, look, you can. And guess what? It fits, it lets us know that it's going to fit in good there too. Let me move it up. Yeah, it fits good. So you can. That's the PES, Jennifer. All right. So that's a way that you can verify, what you know, when you're doing it, it's always good to go back and double check. Okay? I'd always recommend going back just to double check to see how it fits. And generally it's perfect. It's perfect. The only time that something may go wrong is if like there's too much pull in the fabric or something like that. Like I feel like the sweatshirts it's sturdy enough to hold those stitches. Now I did that wide satin stitch, but you don't have to do a wide satin stitch. Y'all saw how I showed you guys when we did the run and you just did a motif. You don't have to do if you turn this into applique. I mean, this is kind of thin for applique, but it's up to you what you want to do. Okay. Yes, Jennifer. Yes. All right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to remove this. Nobody has any more questions. Are you guys all good? Hey, Boyd Apparel. Hey, Danny. Hopefully you guys are good. I'm going to get my table ready so that we can bling a little bit or lots. What time is it? It's 8. Listen, we only been in here for a little over an hour. All right, let me go ahead. I'm going to bring the table on. I'm going to move. It's fine. Oh, let me go get our sweatshirt off of the embroidery machine. What does this one say? Also loved. All right, this is the template that we got. This is our also loved template. All right, let me grab our oh y'all, we are pretty in pink. We are pretty in pink. I love it. Oh, this looks so cute in pink. I can't wait to show y'all this. Let's go ahead and cut it. I love this. Okay, so this is the hoodie. I was about to show y'all. I can show y'all here. So this is our also loved hoodie that we stitched out just now. I'm going to put the bling all over it. We're going to put those hearts on the sleeve. And I think I want to put like a little heart maybe on one side of the hood. Like just a little cute little heart. But y'all, pink so pretty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get this done. I also have it in all bling just in case y'all want to bling a little bit more. Oh, I gotta turn on the heat press. I should have been turned on that heat press because this is not gonna. Oh, I still know. I still have to bling out both of the sleeves. So that doesn't even take a long time to do with Mirror Bear's hearts. It doesn't take a long time at all. All right. So this is, I put my templates on this chopping mat. You can get these from the Dollar Tree. I get these from Amazon. Evie, if you're ordering rhinestones from Eve's website, thebabysbooty.com, I'm gonna keep freezing. She also has those cutting mats, those chopping mats on her site. All right. So we're done with our embroidery machine. Even though I want to finish that it as well, I am gonna finish it, but I need to do it the right way. But y'all have an idea now. Hey, Fab. All right, I'm gonna add this to the stage. I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller because y'all don't need to see me. It is very pretty. That's the wide, but it doesn't have to be such a wide satin stitch. I just like. I think it looks good. It's just a matter of, y'all look a little bit slanted. Is that better? I don't know. All right, so we're gonna go with. All right, so I brought out my favorite pinks. I have magenta and rose. Okay, I think that's more so like the magenta. I think the magenta is gonna be what I need, and then for the sleeves, we'll fluctuate between magenta and rose. Or I could do like a rose AB and magenta. What y'all think? No, I gotta go with magenta because the splatter is magenta. So yeah. All right. So now we're gonna grab our brush. Oh, I gotta show y'all. Look what came in the mail today, y'all, or yesterday. Were you guys on Evie's live the other night? Evie was on live late last night too. Were you guys on there on Sunday? This is for the bigger stones. I can't wait to play with this. I feel like I want. So I had a jean jacket that had like those big stones, like a little bit bigger, but in the shape of a heart. I kind of want to do that. All right, so this is the edge brush. This also came from Eve's website, thebabiesfoodie.com. And this is how you brush your stones in. So for those of you who use flat back to do, I tell you, this is just a lot easier than flat back. Of course, everything, there's learning curves for everything, but this, I assure you, is a lot easier. A lot easier. All right. So we're pretty much done with the scatter for this part. If I had the heat press on, I would have just went ahead and pressed this real quick. And this is magenta on a jean jacket. That would be cute on a jean jacket. It would be. Now you're gonna make me go get a jean jacket because I don't have any spare jean jackets that I could just wing out. All right. And I'm just moving them. You want to make sure this area is clear because that's, we need to be able to press this onto the hoodie and not have anything in its way. Even though with rhinestones and with embroidery like this, it's very forgiving because, you're going to embroider first. You have to embroider first and then you place your stones on. You never want to stitch. You never want to stitch on top of anything that's blinged out. Because you're just gonna have a disaster. Your needles gonna be breaking and everything. You don't want to do that. We're just gonna bring this out the way. I have to finish that other design because I'm not gonna be able to sleep until I do. So if my members are here, you guys may get a special package tonight because I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep without finishing it. All right. This is something else that I got from Eve. Eve takes her finger and she kind of goes over the stones just to make sure there are no overlapping stones. I had to learn how to do that when I wasn't on live and Jesse wasn't there to tell me. Jesse and the rest of y'all weren't there to tell me when I had an overlapping rhinestone. So yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna brush in the hearts and then we'll get ready to press it. Always make sure you pay attention to that size. So you just make sure you pay attention to the size. I should have seen if I could put, you know what? I'm gonna do something real quick in the software. I think I already removed it from the screen. What I've never done is try to create an offset around a bling, an offset around an embroidery file. I want to see if you can. Because that way, that means like if you get something from somebody else, like if you get an embroidery file, it's possible that you can just go ahead and add your own thing to it. Let me see if, no, it won't let me do it. It won't, yeah, no. Oh, wait. Let me see if it lets me go offset. Oh, no. I think I'm just about to shut the computer down from trying to do an offset on this PS file. Yeah. So what's thinking? Like that wasn't a good idea. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna get our transfer tape. No, I had more transfer tape up here. I could have swore I did. Yeah, it's not gonna do it, guys. Don't worry. It's not doing it. Yes, it's here. So this is a transfer tape that I used last night. Thank you, all, Conley. Hey, Shay Shay. And Stephanie. If I miss, hey, one mindful crafter. There's an extra stone at the bottom of the L. Girl, you better go. Yes, thank you. Listen, y'all got some like skills. All right, we're gonna take this. I'm just gonna drop it down, even though I feel like it's too crinkly, but it's fine. Just gonna drop it down. Kind of move some out of the way, but when I press it down like this, that's gonna help me put it back into place. Yeah, kind of move some out of the way, but it's fine. Remind me to get a fresh piece of transfer tape. Cause girl, your transfer tape had your stones jumping a little bit. All right. Hey, Tandy Cane. All right, let's go. We're gonna move this. Oh, I have some that didn't get lifted up. It'd be better just to kind of go a little bit slower when you're removing it from the template. Look what I did, y'all. I got one upside down, but it's fine. I'll figure out where, if I need to place that there. Told you my transfer tape was wrinkly. I should have just got a fresh piece, but if you've been here for a while, you know I like to use that transfer tape so it can't be used no more. All right, I'm going to put this on top. And now we're going to just press. Well, we're not going to press it yet because it's still heating up. So I'm just going to put this over to the side. All right, let's grab. All right, so guess what, y'all? We're going to do Maryland. We're going to do Merlin. Mary Berry's hearts. Marilyn made these hearts, y'all, and super fresh. So I think I'm gonna go with magenta, rose. Who thinks I should use rose AB instead of rose? Oh, you trying to create? Oh, shaka turtle. Let me know how it goes. Rose or rose AB? I think you know what? I'm gonna go with magenta and rose. Let's just do. Look at Marilyn. Marilyn, you love rose AB. She loves rose AB. Look at Jennifer. Now here goes Jennifer and Dorica talking about rose AB. Anton, you. Look, Monique. Look at this, Monique. I might. Okay, what if I do one side rose and one side rose AB? I mean, I could do magenta, rose AB, and rose. What y'all think? 3 different pinks, and then have the rose AB kind of in the center. How y'all think that would look? I think that would look fine. It doesn't have to all be like 2 magentas. I could do magenta with the rose and the rose AB. And then that way you can kind of see like the difference between the roses, you know, the colors and stuff. Which one blings differently. Rose AB, for those of you who are new to like bling, anytime you see a stone that has AB at the end, think of the Northern Lights. Okay, so if you see a color that looks like it's red, but it says AB at the end of it, it's not going to give you a solid red. It's going to give you, let me try. I know you guys saw me use this before, but this is just a wax pen. And that wax pen is used to pick up your stones and place it in case you have to do that. Sometimes you do. All right, but think of the northern lights when you think aurora borealis, when you're thinking of um AB. Okay, so it's not going to give you a solid color. It's going to be beautiful. It just gives you like a lot of colors. You're going to see that when we pull out Rose AB. And since y'all keep saying Rose AB, I gotta go underneath the table in the other stash. Yeah. Do Mardi Gras colors? Honestly, that would be pretty. That would be. And speaking of Mardi Gras, I actually have to do a Mardi Gras themed design. That could be a thing, girl. That could be a thing. I'm surprised Stacey hasn't solicited for a Mardi Gras design. She probably done found her one. You know, I think I can. It's a lot. It's bad. Just going under the table for a little bit, guys. Just going under the table. That's what I'm looking for. We found it, so we're gonna do magenta. I don't know why I want to call fuchsia, magenta fuchsia. This is rose AB. So this is what I mean when I say like AB. It's rose. The base color is this color, right? But there's a special coating on top of it that makes it turn all of these different colors. So that's going to be really cute. So let's see. We're going to put that in the middle. Don't ask me. I've developed this thing where I just like to pour the stones in my hand. Why? I don't know. I just don't know why I like to. So it's like a mixture of, it looks like light pink, and then it has the original color, a little bit of like a light purple. AB stones are very pretty, but if you're looking for, a solid pink, then don't go for the AB. You want to go for like just rose or light rose or magenta. Rose was my favorite pink, but now magenta is my favorite pink. And rose is my second favorite pink. Can't really go wrong. So I have to be careful. So a lot of people like to tape their, tape parts of the design so that they don't brush it into the holes and things like that. I used to do that for some time, and I still do it for some things. But here I'm just going to see what we could get. We're going to try our best to get in as much as we can. And these hearts can be found on Maryland's Etsy shop, Maryland's Merch Mark. Maryland, can you drop your link, please? Because I didn't drop a link. I did not put any links in the description because you have me eating food, Maryland. And how about I just look down at my white shirt? And I should have had on a bib. I'm so upset that I stained my white shirt. All right. Here, because I don't really want any of those stones to. And at some point, I'm just going to say, you know what? Just go ahead and hand place those stones in. It don't hurt. It does not hurt. Oh, right there. It's too much, though. Darika, you don't have a Mardi Gras template? If you were on Patrice L the other week, wasn't that Patrice L? We talked about it, y'all, about those little suitcases I have. Y'all are not going to believe what suitcase she picked. I'm going to show y'all real quick. Because I think we talked about that on Sunday on Patrice L. I got to show you. Y'all are not going to believe. I had grand plans for that other suitcase. But nope. He picked. Let me go ahead and start placing some. She picked the one that I just knew she was going to like that other one better, but you got to go with what your customer wants, right? I do think she would have got the best of me with that other suitcase. I have some friends and customers who are like, just do whatever you're gonna do because I know it's gonna be maybe like I know it's gonna be fire. Just do whatever you're gonna do. And you have some people be like, no, no, I kind of want this, and I'm like, okay, whatever you want. I don't argue with anybody about what they want. That's what you want. Let's go for it then. I can tell you to get the best of me if it was like this. Okay, see that rose AB is done. Look, I had an extra stone somewhere. Y'all see how that one came up for me? So now we're gonna do the bottom as just regular rose. Okay. So you can't even see the beauty of rose AB. It's gonna have to be when I get ready to move because you can't really tell. She missing. Listen, she missing. Dim. She missing out. She missing. She missing out. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna do a impromptu poll real quick to see what y'all think about these suitcases. It has nothing to do with bling, but hey, Miss Gail. No. All right, y'all. I usually don't like to handle anything over rhinestones because I'm clumsy, but okay. So she's going to New Orleans for her birthday. Her like 9 of her friends. So she wants to give them each like a little special container of something. So this is gonna have like a survival type of kit. I liked this one. She asked me for this one, right? But and y'all see, I mean it's cute, right? But I like this one. And look, it has like little pearls. I know it's not Mardi Gras pearls on it, but it's super cute. And so I'm going to customize it. I was thinking like I was going to customize it, do something nice, put nice things in it. Y'all, she picked this one. This is the one she originally wanted, but I guess her mind was set. And I'm like that too sometimes. Like, no, I knew what I want. I want this or whatever. So I'm not upset. So now I got to find something to do with these because, honey, these aren't going back to Amazon. I'm going to find something to do with them. I think it's National Guidance Counselor Week or Counselor Week or so coming up. Maybe we only have 3 guidance counselors. I can kind of make something for them using that. But we do have like a social worker. We have it's more than 3. So I'm just gonna put this. This is just regular rose. Oh, this rose so pretty. Save the first ones from Kristen. I can't stand that back, girl. But they're really, really cute. Make really good gifts, I think. So I'm doing what she wants. I don't know if you guys remember when Vanessa made on the Cosby Show, she made that Gordon Gartrell shirt for Theo. And so when she showed it to him and he came and he put it on and he came in there and the way he was looking at her and she was like, you don't like it? That's how I felt like. I was like, you don't like it. But I had to keep my little feelings out of it because it's not mine. It's not my gift to give to nobody. But that's how I feel like, you don't like it? What? So yeah, I had one of those moments. I was like, yeah, we just gonna do something else with it. So I think I'll make something for the guidance counselors and put that in there. Like use that. That's like their little gift box. Put some special little trinkets inside. Maybe have like a luggage tag attached to it. Like that could be one of their gifts. But like a custom luggage tag. Something like, or maybe like a bag tag that they could put on their bag. Y'all know people who work at schools have a lot of bags. Sometimes I'm like, girl, leave these bags in the car. Like, why do you have these bags? You're not even gonna use anything out of these bags today. So then I just added a new bag to my arm because when I go into the detention centers, I gotta have a clear bag. Like especially like if I'm doing instruction that day, like I have to have a clear bag. I can't because you can't take a purse or anything, but because I have to take, assignments, textbooks, and things like that, like you have to have a clear. Y'all, this is why I be needing massages all the time. All those bags on my shoulders, that's too much. All right. Oh, Marilyn, girl, your stuff looking real good, girl. I gotta brush this in twice, so I have to do this twice, y'all, because I'm putting it on both sleeves. First, this will be good for Valentine's. Girl, I need to find those cookies were good. He's supposed to be on a healthy eating kick. Is that long enough? He's supposed to be on a healthy eating kick, y'all. He's failed a few times, but he keeps getting back up. So hopefully he's gonna do good. So he ain't making no cookies for me, Chris. I'm gonna have to make my own cookies. I have to make my own cookies. All right. I'm just gonna put the back. Oh, here we go. Don't mess it up. Almost messed it up, y'all. So this just means like my transfer tape, I probably need like a better transfer tape because I've used this a few times, so it's probably done. It's okay. We're gonna keep it moving. Put this here. All right. All right, so our 3 hearts are done. Now we got to do the same thing again. Okay, so we're going to brush that in. I'm going to leave the colors the same. I'm not changing anything up. I'm going to leave it all the same. So we got magenta. Let's see how fast I can brush this in, y'all. Y'all know that I'm not a fast blinger, too. Like I take my time blinging. It's rather therapeutic. Designing and brushing in the stones is therapeutic. Now, I could make these all the same color. But what fun is that, making all the hearts the same color? I think this design that Marilyn did, like this listing in her store, you can do it 2 different ways. Like you have your hearts like this, or she has like hearts that are kind of like intersecting each other. And she did a cute outfit yesterday. She made a whole outfit, jeans and a top. She was in her designing era or designer era. Making a whole outfit. If I could have found me some sweatpants, I would have put a heart on those sweatpants too. But I didn't have any blank sweatpants left. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put this in. I brushed that in fast, y'all. I brushed it in fast. All right, so we're gonna do rows A, B, and then we still have to do the outline. Now these hearts have an outline around them, so we're going to brush in the outline too. We're done with our magenta. Now we have to do rows A, B. And I think they should be good. Okay. Rose AB really is like a magical looking stone, like with all those different sparkly colors. I feel like I should have poured more. So the reason why I pour like a lot of rhinestones down is because like when you're brushing it, they help to knock the others in place. So that's why I always get that question a lot. Like, why do you pour so many rhinestones in? Because that's how you can, it's easier to brush them in that way. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna use. Like, I want to do like a jean. I'm gonna have to go get me a jean jacket. I mean, I could put on my jean pants, but the bigger bling, I need to see exactly how I want to use that. That would be good. I saw, and it's like every time something happens, now you see a whole bunch. I saw these pants that they were selling with big bling on it. And it's like Eve did that to my algorithm. It was Eve's fault that my algorithm went that way. Because every other post was like some big bling stuff, like jeans with big bling on it, or sweatsuit sets with big bling on it. But one had some, when I saw they had it on the back of the pants, I was like, girl, that's gonna be painful sitting down or really aggravating sitting down. One of them didn't have it with the bling on the back, only on the front. And it wasn't like it was like jeans, it was like fleece material. I'm like, it's a lot. All right, y'all, we're just okay. Let me go ahead and try to move some of these around. Just, I'm just trying to find all the ones that are already overlapping here in the part already. You got that. All right, so now we just got, nope, there's another one, and another one. All right, that looks good. All right, let's put our Rose AB up. We're done with Rose AB. And then we're going to do Rose, and then we're going to be done with this one. Now, we still might do the full blinged out version of this. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let me put these up. And if you're looking for these stones are on babiesbeauty.com. Oh, come on, Rose. Rose is so pretty. All right, so now we're just going to brush in our rose. What's the light on the light? So I lifted up my monitor and it blocks the ring light in the back. So I think that kind of hurts my lighting a bit. It's fine. It will be fine. Okay. Looking good. See, that brushed in so nicely. I don't mind placing it when it's like a few that I have to hand place. I don't want to have to place a lot. Somebody asked me about like if they were brushing their stones in and the stones weren't going into the holes when they were brushing them in. It's mostly because the stones are too big for the holes, or the holes are too big for the stones, or too small for the stones. So you just gotta verify that hole size prior to cutting, or verify the size of the design. That's why I made sure that I put the size of it so that if you need to resize it when you open it up into any software, you resize it. Because if you don't, then those holes will not be the correct size for your rhinestones. Okay. I think I put this on the wrong one. I did. It's fine. Nope, just go on the pink. All right, we're done with this one. So guess what color? Can y'all guess what color my outline is going to be? Hey, Miss Karen D. Y'all guess what color the outline is going to be. Thanks, Jessie. All right. So I'm just going to stand up over here because I almost moved, y'all. I almost flinched. All right, I'm going to get... All right, let's go. Uh-oh. Got one that... Where were you? I think you were right here. Nope, you weren't right there. You were... This is what happens when you overuse your tape. Okay. Everything else did pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to put that backing back on it. Just put this on it just to protect the stones. So they don't move. All right. Gotta do this twice. Gotta do it twice. Crystal, Icy Crystal AB. Yep, y'all know it. Y'all know it. Icy Crystal AB is so pretty, y'all. It's so pretty. And this gives everything, it touches life. And I know I always say, you know, if you use Crystal AB, you can. But I'm just going to tell you. This is just a different type of bling. It's different. Okay, let's do it. And I just got to do this twice. So I'm not even going to put those stones up. I'm going to use it. Pour some more down. They're really brushing it like this will give you better results than how I'd like to sweep them in. But that's kind of, I got used to doing that because I do SS6 templates more. You know, lately I've been doing a lot of SS10, but I usually do SS6 more, and that's kind of how I brush in my SS6 templates a lot easier. Go back in. We're going to get our, we're almost ready to press this, y'all. Almost ready. All right. Good. We're going to put our transfer tape on top. I said I wasn't going to do this, so let's go ahead. Let me get the transfer tape, and we'll get ready to brush the other one in. There's my transfer tape right here. We're going to get this, and we're going to press this down. Oh, we're good. We have one more outline to do. Okay. And then when we're done, we'll see what we feel like. If we want to do the bling only on a t-shirt, we can. If not, then we don't have to. All right. If you're looking for these cards are from Merlin. Okay, there we go. All right. Uh-oh. Okay, looks good. Now we just got to brush this in one more time, and then we're good to go. Why I'm pouring more stones on here beyond me. I have a whole bunch of stones on the table already. This doesn't make sense. Oh, I still want to do another heart. Remember I said that I wanted to do a heart on the hoodie, on the hood? That's what I still got to brush in one more, y'all. And I think that one I'm going to do rose. You know, I'll do magenta. I think I'm going to do magenta on that one. Y'all saw my hoodie is black. Favorite color. A non-color, as somebody say, but it's my favorite. All right. If I rank my colors in order of favorite, it would be black, pink, and then teal. Sometimes teal is more my favorite than pink too, but to rank them, it would be black, pink, and teal. That would be my favorite. All right. Oh, yo. It took forever, but guess what? It created an outline around. Oh, it created an outline around the embroidery, around the PES. I didn't try it with the DST, but it did create the outline, y'all. Oh, it did. Yo. So, okay, so what I was just trying to see, like, if you see how, is that Shakatura? Shakatura, did you say that you were doing it in reverse? So I brought the file in as PES, as you guys saw, and I just brought that. But what I did was inside of Silhouette, I selected that file, and I opened up the offset panel to create the outline around that. So what that means is that if you got a design from somewhere else and all you want to do is create a scatter or bling outline around it, you can bring in that DST to create your bling outline. Okay, so if we have time, I'll just open it up to show you guys it, because I know sometimes we need visuals. I'll show it to you, but y'all, I'm gonna leave these on the table for now because I still need to. Oh, what did you do with the thing? What did I do? Y'all, I don't even know what I did with the other smaller. Hey, oh, this looks horrible. I'm not gonna redo it. I shouldn't use that piece of transfer tape for the offset. So if you got something, so what we're gonna look at is that if you got something from off of like Creative Fabrica or whatever, and you just want to put a little bit of bling around it, you can do it. If we hadn't already been on for 2 hours, I would just go and pick something from offline and do it, but we don't have to. I already have a DST file that we can bring in. Right? Hey, Milan. All right. This is a new piece of tape. Oh, the static is real today. The static is staticking today. There we go. Maybe not. All right. So here we have our other outline, and I'm gonna make another heart just to put on the hoodie. But I cannot believe that this happened. It took forever, but it worked. I'm just gonna grab some of these stones that I have on the table. We're gonna do one heart with magenta on one side of the hoodie, of the hood, not the hoodie, of the hood. Hey, Brandon. Quote winch. Quote winch. If I missed you, I'm sorry. You don't know. I be looking down. I don't have the chat in the front of me. We're just doing one little outline and one heart. We're gonna fill that in with magenta. It's gonna be so cute. Oh, girl. You're knocking your stones out the way. All right, we're done with that. The way that these crystal ABs look under the light, whew. It's gorgeous. Okay. Let me get another piece of little transfer tape. I'm just gonna cut us a piece, and then we're gonna do. We got one more part to brush in, and then y'all, I promise we're ready to press. We're finally ready to press this. I'm just gonna cut. Cut a little bits. I didn't cut enough. I cut too much of that. I know I did. Embroidery file. So you can bring in an embroidery file and sources. Also, my embroidery software will turn the embroidery file into an SVG. My embroidery. So yeah, the same thing with Chroma. We brought in Silhouette Studio. We already brought in the DST and the PES. So that's what I was trying to see, like if like bringing in that PES or the DST, like if it would create the offset around it. It did. It just took my Silhouette Studio a long time to do it, but it did. I'll show you guys. I'm still connected to the software. Which software do you use? Chakaturo. You know, I gotta say your whole name, girl. Sorry. All right, so this is for the top part of the hoodie, and then we're just gonna do magenta. This is the last thing we're brushing in for this. I don't know if we may do it. Maybe I'll save it for another night. I know that I gotta do. I think I'm doing white toner on Tuesday night, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that. And then I want to play with this bigger kit set, bigger bling kit set. I need to go get me a jean jacket. I want to recreate this jacket that I love. Y'all remember that jacket last year that I obsessed over? I still have it, the one with the heart pocket. Oh, so cute. Well, I still have it. Y'all already pulled it out so that I can make sure I wear it around, now. But I also have one that has like a heart that's made with big rhinestones on it. I want to maybe recreate that, but in like a dark denim. To see if we can get a good look. I probably have to like draw the heart on the jacket first, though. There's no way I'll have a nice heart freehanded. There's no way. Where's my copy? Here it is. Hey, Keisha. Thank you, Dempsey Boo. All right. All right, y'all. We're ready to begin pressing. I just need to, let's see if this, I hope this is going to be big enough. I cut the other one too large. I'm just going to slant it like that. That fit just like that. All right, that's all we're ready to press. It's just 9 o'clock. You might have time to brush in that other also loved in full bling. Like it's, because I'm thinking of the Be Mine, like having it like Be Mine, but right now I want to use it. I want black. I could do. Oh, that means I got it. Oh, I can find it. I can find it. All right, so I'm gonna just put this here. That's gonna be for the. What you call it? For the hoodie. For the hood. I keep saying it's for the hoodie. It's for the hoodie. But that specific part is gonna be for the hood. All right, let me grab the hoodie. I'm gonna just go ahead and lint roll it and still give it a pre-press, even though we've already stitched on it. Probably should have gave it a pre-press before. Probably should have, but it's fine. I should have cut the, what you call it, y'all, the stabilizer first. I think we're gonna cut the tearaway stabilizer. I'm just gonna lint roll it, pre-press it. Anytime you're working with embroidery, or like depending on the type of, if you're working with like a polyester thread, you want to make sure that you put butcher paper on top. I keep forgetting that I got this mic on today. Y'all can hear me. Oh, you about to have a major situation. Be careful, please. I'm fine, guys. It's just my light. I tripped it up when I went over there. Sorry. Tripped it up. It's all good. All right. So I'm just gonna put a piece of butcher paper. I know y'all can't see this, but on top of the hoodie. Got a lot of pressure on this thing. It's really because the hoodie's so thick. I'm gonna loosen up that pressure. That was a lot. All right, so let's get ready to press our bling on top. All right. I didn't cut the stabilizer from in the back yet, but it's fine. All right. I kind of wrinkled up the paper. Let me make this bigger for now. I kind of wrinkled up the paper a bit, but hopefully it'll flow correctly. We'll see how wrinkled my paper is. Probably not the best thing, but it's gonna be fine. So now we're just gonna place this right here on top. Right there, go over a little bit. Perfect. All right, so here's our bling. All right, so now we're gonna get ready to press it. I'm kind of happy I used the magenta. I'm gonna head over to the heat press and we're going to press this. I just gotta make some room because I gotta put the hoodie or the hood all the way through the back so that it doesn't cause me any issue with pressure. The strings, and my little printer is kind of in the way, but it's fine. I should have on my heat gloves, but I don't. All right, let me make sure I didn't shift nothing out of the way. All right, everything looks good. We're looking fabulous. Let's go ahead and press. Put it down. All right, we got about 6 more seconds. Oh, I forgot to. You guys can't even see me at the press, but it's fine. Y'all know what the press looks like. Now, I might suggest using, not even I might, I would suggest using a pressing pillow when you're doing a hoodie, only because your pocket, like certain parts of the hoodie is just so thick, and I didn't use a pressing pillow, but I would because you want to make sure that your rhinestones get pressed nice and evenly. Oh, that looks so cute. I knew I was going to love the pink, y'all. I knew I was going to love it. Oh, that looks so cute. Now, what you could do is you could also bling out your pocket here, too. That looks so pretty. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to press our sleeve. I'm going to pre-press the sleeve just to help me get it flat. So we're just going to kind of pre-press the sleeve based off of the seam, the shoulder seam. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Elise. Thank you, doll. Thank you, BB, everybody. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm just putting the sleeve underneath the heat press just so that I can flatten it out. And we're still going to, I'm lint rolling the sleeve too, y'all. I'm lint rolling the sleeve too. I know y'all heard that. I'm lint rolling the sleeve and I'm going to pre-press it. Okay, just because we really do need to. That those stones are going to be over here. So we definitely want to do that. Y'all, it's so cute. It is so cute. Now I just got to see what I want to do with that pocket. I think I want to put like a little bit of bling on that pocket too. All right. I gotta remind me I don't have to go the whole time. All right, so now we're gonna get ready to place the first set of hearts on here on this sleeve. And then I folded it in half, so I'm just gonna use this for like that center of the heart. And you may want to also consider using a pressing pillow only because the seam, there's a seam here. That could give you a little bit of issue in regards to pressure. Okay. But it doesn't hurt it. You just put the pressing pillow underneath. So I'm gonna start about right, and I'm just eyeballing that placement for me. I'm gonna start about right there. This kind of looks good. Okay. Little hearts, little stones. And then we're going to press this just like this, okay? Just like this. All right, let's see. You can do it on a tee. I've done it on a t-shirt too. I just know that the t-shirts sometimes aren't as sturdy as the sweatshirts. But you can do it on a t-shirt. Like let's say if you design something, just don't use the satin stitch. Maybe use one of the more decorative motifs. But you can do it on this shirt. And then we're going to put the hearts right inside. I do want to show you guys with the, you'll see with the polyester thread. So and this is from last night and tonight. So make sure that you don't want to put this on anything else. I just did that because I knew it wasn't going to show on here, but if you're doing any other thing that's like polyester material, you don't want to press that because that ink will transfer. All right, so now we're going to just remove our hearts. Super cute. And then we're going to place the fill hearts on the inside of them. Now, if you don't want to fill it in, you don't have to. You can just leave it just like this as outlines. That still looks good. And then we're just going to place these hearts right inside. Look at that. Perfect fit. Perfect, perfect, perfect fit. All right. And now we're just going to go and we're going to press this. And I'm just making sure, you know, it doesn't shift while I move it. So I'm just pressing down that transfer tape. We're going to head over to the heat press. Oh, it's so cute. But I kind of wish I would have just used all magenta. I really wish I would use all magenta only because I love how this magenta looks on the front of the shirt. I love how that. So I just wish I would have used magenta only, but it's fine. And then I need to pre-press the other sleeve. I should have pre-pressed the sleeve, like pre-press both of them at the same time, but I did it. It's fine. It's fine. All right, y'all. Here's the hearts. Let's do our reveal. Look at Rose. Y'all, Rose is so pretty. Rose is so pretty. All right. So now we're going to, this is the sleeve. Super gorgeous. And now we're going to, let me just go back over and pre-press the other sleeve. I'm going to lint roll and pre-press the other sleeve real quick. Then I got to just flatten it out. I want to get that center line. I'm just using the shoulder seam for that. So I'm going to pre-press. I think I got something on my sleeve. Where did this come from? No. All right, so I'm going to just pre-press this. Looking good. And then I'm just going to press it for a few seconds. Pre-pressing, you don't have to pre-press it, but not that you don't have to pre-press it, but you don't have to pre-press it for so long. 5 to 10 seconds work. Sometimes I just forget. So y'all know that this pink one is now my favorite. The red one is, I still love it. I'm still going to rock it, but this pink one is definitely like my most favorite. I hope I don't wear this every day. All right, so let's see. Now, one thing you can do is just measure your other side just to see how far you went down. So you don't want one to be up and one to be down. You can measure it just to see like how far you went down from that seam. I went about 3.5 inches down. So about right there is where I want to put it. That's where I want that original heart to go. Hold on. Let me do that better. So like about right there. All right, let me grab my hearts. Grab your little hearts. Grab your little hearts. Put it on the sleeve. That's where you wear your heart. So that's gonna go kind of like right there. And before I put it down, I'm just gonna move that out of the way. It still don't seem that far down, but maybe I did do it that far down. Yeah, I did. You did, girl. You did. All right, so we're gonna get ready to press this. And you still got to put the one on the hood. So I'm going to do that and get a little sip of water. That's Icy Crystal AB. Yes. Magenta is my favorite pink. And then Rose. Rose used to be number one, but Magenta took its place. This will work good with purples too. If you have, I know we have a lot of purple people. A lot of purple people. I'm just gonna move this off. Yeah, that. I'm just throwing away this transfer tape, y'all. Sorry for the noise. All right, let's get ready and press this part. This is the second. Oh, I have a stone that doesn't have any. It looks like it does. If it doesn't, I'll just have to replace it. But it looked like it does. Thought I had a. It looked like it, but I saw tire tracks, so we gotta see. All right, y'all. We're doing good. All right, we're ready to press. Let's get ready to press it. Right. And then we're going to do so before I come back over, we're going to lip roll the hood and press the heart onto it. Really just took this up in my nails. All right. I think we're going to go with it on the left side of the hood. Okay, y'all, here we go. Oh, magenta is gorgeous. That rose too. All right. So now we're gonna get ready. I'm gonna place a heart. I think I'm just gonna place the heart like right here. Just one heart right there on the hood. But you can do, let's say if you want it to kind of, be really extra, even though the design comes like in threes like this, y'all saw how I just brushed in the one heart and then, brush that one in. You can also do something like that. And let's say you want to do maybe 3 hearts, have a heart here, have a heart here, have a heart here. You could, I'm just going to put a heart right here, but you can kind of do, you can fit as many hearts as you can on one side of the hood. All right. So that's what I'm about to do. I'm just going to lint roll this and pre-press it too. Lint roll and pre-press. And then place the outline. All right, so this one doesn't need that much. Well, it's going to provide its own pressure because it's thick. Okay, because you see we're doing 2 like that, but it's fine. So I'm going to put my heart here. Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. Look, I said something about purple people, and here comes Miss Purple People herself. Here's Miss Purple People herself. All right, what if we put, we can put the heart. So let's say if I decide, after the live, maybe tomorrow, while I'm drinking my butterfly PT, I might want to say, you know what, let me just go ahead and put more hearts on it. I can, if that's what I choose to do, right? So I'm just going to put this right here just like this. And then we're going to get ready to press it. I could. Now I want to kind of put more hearts on it, but we're not going to do that tonight. So I do want to put more hearts. I would also use a pressing pillow for this part. Only because you got the strings there. Oh, I'm going to have to give me some bling strings for this. For this one, I would go, even because I use magenta and like all the pinks, I would probably go with like a nice crystal AB bling string for this one instead of like a pink bling string. I'll go with crystal AB. So we're gonna fill this in. Let me grab my other little piece to fill. Rachel said, "Oh, she's not gonna say nothing about purple people." Girl. All right. So we got this here. Y'all, okay, I just gotta turn it the right way. We're looking good. And I'm just gonna press this. And then guess what? Our hoodie is done. If y'all want to make the shirt, I don't know how long that's gonna take, but I mean, it may not take that long. Let me know if y'all want to make the shirt too. But the shirt is gonna be this icy crystal AB, and I think I'm gonna get like a black stone, maybe black ice. I want to see, like, I know that that's gonna look good. Y'all know I gotta put some type of jet black ice. I gotta put it with that crystal AB because it's so pretty. Crystal AB. All right, well then I'm gonna switch over and show y'all. See if y'all want to make a shirt. We got a little bit of time. I had a good day today. So, I did have 2 meetings, and then I had to go to the detention center, but it was fine. Oh, y'all, we're gonna be so cute in our little hoodie. Okay, let me bring over. It's the same design, but it's just all balloon, y'all. I mean, it shouldn't take that long. Got a black shirt already ready. All right, let's move her out of the way. The table for now. Oh, girl. Look, y'all. First of all, look at the hood. Is that not adorable? Is that not like the most adorable thing ever? It's so cute. I'm gonna have to put something on the other side, but is that not like the most adorable thing ever? All right, and then look at, I gotta cut out the stabilizer. The stabilizer, y'all, look at our oh so loved. This is what I was talking about, the strings. I want to put bling strings here. So I have like a crystal AB bling string, kind of match the arms. But y'all, look at these. Y'all, these sleeves are look at these sleeves. Y'all, this is so pretty. So pretty. I'm so glad Marilyn made these heart. These are made for sleeves. Like Marilyn, this symbol was made for sleeves. I just gotta get me a nice little bling string. Yo, look at that. Oh, I'm not holding it. Sorry, guys. Look how pretty this is. Look at the oh so love. Look at the. It's so pretty. I love how this. First of all, look at these hearts. You'll see the rose AB. The rose AB looks really good. That magenta looks really good. I love it. And then I got my it's gonna be so cute, y'all. It's gonna be so cute. All right, let's make the top. The top is it's gonna say also love the shirt. And then this looks so good. I love how that magenta looks with this pink. It came out really good. I love it. It just needs the bling strings on it though. All right, we did good, y'all. I love this so much. I love this more than the red. Let me show you guys the red again. I'm not talking trash about the red because I love the red, but I love the pink so much. So the red was on a sweatshirt. Not the red not coming to play with me like, oh, you want to talk your trash about that pink? Yo, look, the red is not playing with me. That red is like, so the color that I use for the outline for the red is Royal Siam. Yo, that red is like, girl, don't talk your talk, cause I'm gonna show you up every single time. Look at that. That's Royal Siam, and then these are the sleeves. So for the sleeves, I used crimson, icy crimson, and Royal Siam for the center. So y'all, the disrespect of the red, like, girl, where you think your little pink came from? So this is icy crimson and Royal Siam. Look how now I don't even know which one I like more. And I'm a pink girl, but the red making me look the other way. That is so pretty. It is so pretty. Look, the red is breaking my camera. The red is breaking the camera. It's just so much sparkle. But that's Royal Siam. That the bling on here is Royal Siam and honey. It's gorgeous. All like, let me look at this pink again. Like, pink girl, don't show me up now. I don't know, that red's going pretty hard. Which one y'all like better? Which one do y'all like the best? The red or the pink? And then I'll tell y'all which. I mean, the pink is the pink, but I do feel like for the hoodie, I may want to put something on that on the pocket. But you know what I mean? That might be too much. The red. Kristen said, all that's nice, Bunny. Nothing is better than the purple. I hear you, Kristen. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I understand. I'm just gonna pre-press this shirt, and then we're just gonna bling the template out. It shouldn't take long. But y'all know every time I say something shouldn't take long, what happens? It takes long. It takes long. But we're just gonna pre-press the shirt so the shirt's already pre-pressed. And then we're gonna bling. We're gonna do it the same way we did the Be Mine template with the icy crystal AB, but we're gonna put black ice for the outline. Let me make sure I have enough black ice though. I'm going in the tunnel. Hold on. I do want to show y'all this. So remember how I said, like, when I brought in that PES? Well, I put the outline around the PES file. So y'all see that outline? So listen, if you got a PES or DST file or whatever, like from Creative Fabric or anywhere, you can throw your own outline around it. Okay, you can throw your own outline around it. All I did, the same way that I created the outlines before, I did this the same exact way. The only thing is that it did take a while for the outline to pop up, but eventually it popped up. But it popped up pretty, like, it's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, I will show y'all. Okay, but it may take a while to do it. So let me see. I'm gonna delete this. All I did was go here, open up offset. When I opened up the offset, I selected offset, and then I just, you see the offset is coming up, and then it just, it's thinking. So it took a while for that to happen, but it did. It did it. All right, so I'm gonna, while that's going, let me bring up the table, and then we'll see how long it takes for it to go up. So here's Also Loved. We're gonna get our icy crystal AB. There we go. And then I'm just gonna put this here. There we go. All right, so let me go ahead. We're gonna brush this in. I'm just gonna go here. Y'all like the red both. I love both. I love the pink, but the red is showing off. Yes, Addie G. That red is showing out. Like, girl, don't do too much on red. That's what the red is telling me. Like, you're doing too much on me. So calm your little self down. That red looks good. I can't even deny it. It looks really good. I think that royal Siam, oh, that royal Siam is the truth. It is beautiful. But the red that I used on that shirt, the icy crimson, I think that red is the most beautiful red. Like it's a real red. I think candy apple kind of has like an orange tint to it, but the icy crimson, whew, intense. All right. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long. And we're gonna do icy crimson too for the inside, like how we did for Be Mine. It can be another color, but we're just gonna do icy crystal. Baby. Okay. Let me brush. Y'all. See, I told y'all this wouldn't take too. Oh, look, we're still. Y'all see, it's still spinning. Now, maybe it has to think about whatever. I don't know, but it does get it done. Like it will. It will do it. So I just want you guys to see how that looks. So if you wanted to get a like if you had a file that you got from someplace else and you want to put an outline on it, you can. Just remember when you're adding the outline, that just adds more space, like, you know, more width and height to the design, like the overall design. Of course, you want to make sure you have the right size, that it came in size correctly and all of that. But it's still thinking. What'd you say, Paula, about sublimation? Let's see. No, the embroidery threads are not, they're not all the same. Some are better for certain things. I don't have that mastered. I do know that, you know, they're not all the same. The weight does matter and stuff like that. So, if Barb was here, she would tell us. Or Chris. Where's Chris? Chris, are you behind that 20,000 inch TV tonight? And I saw your comment. You saw me with my jacket on, my hoodie yesterday. I'm a member of the Secret Sewing Society. All right, we're good. I'm gonna use more. Let me grab a piece of tape. It's tape. Yeah. These are so big, but it's fine. We have 3 pieces that we're doing. I put on the phone. Hey, Chris. All right. I'm just gonna lift them all up. And bring out the thing. So remember when we did the It Is Well, and I showed you guys how to turn it? Y'all look, that outline, that's why I was worried. I was like, that outline hadn't come back up yet. Oh, some came with the embroidery. Yeah, so that's probably like a polyester. I bet you it's probably like a polyester red. Which machine do you have, Randy? Which machine? All right. I never put. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna brush in the other side. No, we're not gonna brush in the other side yet. We're gonna brush in the Oso. We're gonna do the Oso in Icy Crystal AB the same way we did Be Mine, right? But you can do this in a different color. It doesn't have to be like this. I think I'm gonna have to do it another way, but I've been obsessed with doing it like this. So I don't know. This is not on my on my website. The embroidery bling version is, but this one is not. Okay, let's brush, 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 brush. Every time I see that when I'm on live, I think of Greece when they were having a sleepover. Every single time. Okay. That looks good. All right. Hopefully that looks like we brushed in pretty good. We'll see. Let's just remove all the extra stones. And I gotta be very careful. I do not like to waste any of my icy crystal AB stones at all. Marilyn, if I ever needed to scrape Icy Crystal AB, I think that's probably the only time I will scrape. Icy Crystal AB is or Icy Crimson too. That's the only time. Okay, I think we're gonna do black ice, but let me double check and see if I want to do black ice. I'm not sure yet. But we could do like a magenta. We could do pink or whatever, but I think I may want to do icy black ice. All right, we just got one more part to brush in, y'all, and then that's it. Is it? Oh, y'all, this looks good. It's just something about all of the Icy Crystal AB like this. It's rare that I do like the text. I usually use like Icy Crystal AB for like the outlines and things. But as text, this looks so good. Okay, finally, y'all. Yeah, y'all probably like, okay, so y'all see finally on the screen, the outline came up. Y'all see the outline? So now we can just go ahead. If I open up the rhinestone panel, now I can turn that into rhinestones. See, I click the edge fill. That made it into rhinestones. And then if I do it again, let's say I go back to offset. This offset should be quicker. If I do another offset, you see that one's quicker because it's not trying to do the offset on the PES or the DST. And then I would just open up the bling. Then we would repeat the same way how we did it before, as far as like the spacing and stuff like that to create that scatter. Okay. I just want you guys to see that. We're done with that part. I just want you guys to see that like it does work if you bring in the PES or the DST file. All right, we just got one more part to brush in. I gotta just check and see which color stone I want to use, y'all. I think I want to use the black ice. And if you are interested in any of these stones, check out the babiesbooty.com. She has a buy-in, a monthly buy-in, and then she also has a buy now site, hotfixfix.store, where you can, you know, the buy-in usually takes a little bit of time. It's not even as much time as it used to take, because before it used to take, you know, a good little while for us to get the stones, but it doesn't anymore. So check out her site, y'all. All right, I'm just getting another piece of transfer tape. Y'all, I got these big old pieces of transfer tape. I don't recommend using huge pieces of transfer tape like this for very small designs, but here we are. But I don't recommend doing this, okay? Because it's not all that great. Hey, Shayna. All right, we're going to do this. This looks good. This icy crystal AB, y'all. It's gorgeousness. It's gorgeous. Nicole is one of my favorites too. It's one of my favorites. I made it one of Taylor's favorites. Yeah, love me some. I love me some grease. Brush it, brush it, brush it. Every time I say it, I think of grease. Oh, I didn't get that down. Come on, Stone. Okay, why are you not trying to come up? This is, and then I have this big old piece of transfer tape. Don't use big pieces of transfer tape like me. Please don't. Okay, there we go. Because this is what can make your rhinestones pop out of place when you're using transfer tape that's just super big. I told Marilyn just now that this is the only time that I'll scrape some stones off. Don't make me lie, because I ain't scraping you off, Icy Crystal AP. I might save you from Marilyn and scrape you off, but I'm not scraping you off. All right, that's good. Let me grab the backing. We're going to put this just like this. All right, then this is going to be our first press. Even though to be honest, I think the first thing I'm going to press is going to be the scatter. I think that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to press. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to brush this in, and I'm going to use black ice. I just got to find my black ice first. Let me see where it's at. If I use black ice, let's see. You want to use black ice, girl? Let's see what you got. Oh, y'all know what I love? Icy obsidian, though. I love icy obsidian. You remember that's like my thing now, my favorite one, my favorite new black. It replaced yeah, but it still has like a gray tint. I want like the black tint. I want a black. So we're gonna use icy. This is black ice. And this is a black stone. Why am I so? Oh, because I removed the. What's what I say? Why am I so big? This girl. That's why. So that's black ice. Okay. Watch how this looks. This is gonna be so pretty. Let me just put some more. I can't help it. I like to talk about this. So just kind of. I know most people who do rhinestones don't, not do or think about rhinestones. They're not necessarily thinking of black rhinestones as being, special. But y'all, they are. They're extremely special. I'm just gonna start out with that. What you call it first, though. Okay. Okay. Going pretty good. Not bad. Everything's brushing in good. But this is why it's important. Like if this is your first time seeing this being done, it's important that your size is correct. Because if your size is not correct, it won't be this easy to brush in stones, and you may find yourself hand placing rhinestones in. So you always want to know what size stones you have so that your stones go in correctly. Okay. All right. You didn't take too much time. That wasn't painful. I'm just going to hand place that stone and then go watch 2020. It's almost 10. We did a good time, y'all. We haven't even been on for 3 hours. Y'all know Friday night isn't my 90-minute session, but I don't want to stay on for too long. But we did our project, and now we're doing something a little bit extra. Really, I needed to test this out too to make sure that it was good. All right, let me grab a wax pen. We just got one to place right there. We're good. Yeah, we're ready to press our shirt. And Eve did show how to, like, she demonstrated on Sunday how to use the bigger bling toolkit. So I'm gonna have to watch it so I can. I know you got to put a little pin in some part and different things. So I'm gonna watch it. Get it because I don't want to waste any bling. Don't want to. That might fit. So this is the part that always gives me like the most stress. Putting that tape in. You gotta breathe. All right, here we go. Okay. Uh-oh. Hold on. Something happened. You can't hear me. You can't hear me? Oh, you can hear me. In the middle of the A? Of the H? Oh, okay. Oh, 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 Marilyn. No, no, you're good. Thank you, Marilyn. Bye, Mary Berry. Marilyn called me, guys, because y'all probably were telling me in the chat that I had something. I was not even looking at the chat. So Marilyn called me to let me know that I have a little black dot right there. And I thought it was my sound, but it wasn't. And look, I do have one right here. So it's a black dot missing right here. Well, it's not missing, it was in place. So I need to place a black dot right there. So let me grab it. That's what friends are for. Okay. Now I'm assuming it goes right here, exactly right there, but we'll see when we press it. Now, if you want to be, exact, then the right thing to do would be for you to go ahead, place this back down on here. And we're pretty good. And we're probably pretty good only because I literally hand place half of the stones anyway. So if anybody should know where the stone goes and how it goes, it should be me. All right. So here you go. We're gonna get ready and look at this one. Move that out of the way. Get back in place. We're gonna get ready and press our shirt, guys. And remember, I'm gonna start with with the L2. The L. No, I think that's just how that one looks near there. I think. Is that what you're telling me? The L. Is that what you were telling me, Mary Mary? All right, let's go. Here we go. Okay, so this is just a golden shirt. I'm gonna put the scatter on first. Now, do I recommend always putting the scatter on first? No, but I'm just putting the scatter on first now, just because. Last night I put the other night I put the inner part on first, but I do kind of like putting outlines and things first before I put the fill in. So that's kind of why I'm doing it like this. And then this way, I don't have to like measure and try to guess if I'm in good space or not. See, that's like about 4 fingers down. We're good. We're good. I can move over just a little bit, but we're fine. All right, so I'm gonna press it. Okay, I like. All right, I'm gonna press that, and then we're gonna put the out. Oh, we didn't put the outline in. I'm about to say the outline is black, y'all. The black outlines always give the most drama, but it's okay. It's just fine. You can survive it. Whew. This the also love. You can do the also love without anything. I want to show y'all this also love before we like I like the also love in this icy crystal AB without any of the scatter or anything like that. And it's because I took my time and made it a little extra wider. Top of the H. Where did I miss? Right here. Oh, and the other one? I don't know. All right, so y'all, look at this. This is pretty just like this. Like, you don't even have to have all this extra stuff on here. And this is a good size for like a kid's shirt too. Like this, and remember this was only maybe like 9 1/4 inches wide. So this could go on a kid's shirt too. Just also loved. You don't need all the extra stuff. If you want the outline, you can have the outline on it, but you don't have to have the outline on it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're going to place. I got block dots everywhere. Block dots be super disrespectful. All right, let's go ahead. Now this is the part that is the drama. Go up a little bit, girl. Just a little bit and curve. And over. All right, this is the part where it's like you got to be careful because of the, just so that you can get it right. Now, if you use another color and not like jet black or black ice, you won't have, it's a lot easier, but it's kind of hard to see, especially on a black shirt. And I'm just feeling it to make sure I don't have anything overlapping. That's why y'all see me like, you see right here, see I have a little bit overlapping. That means it's not slanted the right way. Okay. See right there, that's not slanted the right way. And it's gonna be fine. Okay, now it's good. Definitely you'll need lights if you do use jet black or black ice. So let's go ahead. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna press this. It's all good. It looks good. Now, if I would use another color outside of jet black, we probably wouldn't even need the fill if you don't want it. But jet black is almost, it's the same color as the shirt, except black. We'll see. All right. And I'm gonna get ready for bed. I'm tired. All right, so let's go and I gotta turn it like that. So that's with the jet black in it. Oh, that don't even look bad either. That actually looks pretty good to me. That doesn't look bad at all to me. I think I would like it like this too. That looks good. It's never been. Isn't this nice? But you don't even have to have anything else in it. Like you can just leave it just like this. That looks so good. Shay, I'm rubbing my eyes, girl. The girl is a little tired. I had a whole bunch of adrenaline before. Now I think every time when it's all like when I'm almost done, that's when I start to crash. And then I crash for a little bit, and then when I get ready for bed, I can't sleep then. So then I start making things. Okay, now this is the hard part. The hard part is us getting this in here like this. It's not really hard. It's just that the black ice kind of, it blends in with the shirt. So you gotta like really look at it to make sure that you're doing it right. That's the only thing. But I assure you, like when you're done with it, it's gonna be so pretty. Look at that one right there. It's a little tilted. Going on over. Yo, this looks so good, y'all. Okay. Going down. Okay. I kind of feel like this. No, it's nestled in there. It's not overlapping. I thought it was, but it's not. Girl did a tight fit here. All right. So here I just make sure everything feels flat. Nothing is. Yo, I think I'm gonna love this. I should have did like a red, pink, but I did my favorite. It's gonna be. Oh, it's a lot of bling too. Oh, y'all, it's so blingy. So blingy. Oh, this hot fix transfer tape everything. You would swear like I was blinging a lot today. But I am gonna finish that hoodie. I think I'm gonna finish the hood and put more hearts on it because it's super duper pretty. Super pretty. All right, let's go. I'm all done. Oh, I love it with the black ice. I love it. Oh, I love it, y'all. Look how pretty. Look at that icy crystal AB. Is it sometimes better? Yeah, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is, Kristen. Isn't it so pretty? Look. Mm, mm, mm. All right, let's look at our designs and then we're going to make it to bed. All right. Your girl is thirsty. We're not even going to look at the red one anymore because we already seen the red one last night and tonight. And that red it's been trying to show out and still to show. Like, why do that? Like, why you got to be so extra red? All right. Are y'all good? Yeah, Kristen. Yeah. Sometimes you can do the fill before the outline. All right, y'all. Let's look at this. Did y'all see the fill? The That does not even look like individual rhinestones. Y'all know I did like a real tight. Listen, if you clean your blades off, if you get this file, clean those blades off because y'all look at you don't have to use the same color. I'm obsessed right now with using the Icy Crystal AB with the scatter with the fill. You don't have to use the same color. You can use a different color. But y'all, look. I don't even know why I even use the black ice because that black ice can't stand against Icy Crystal AB. It cannot stand against Icy Crystal AB. That is so pretty. Now in person, you can see like the black ice. Mm-mm. I think it needs like another color. Y'all see, child, the light. Y'all see now y'all can see the black ice in it. Yo, it looks so good. Does look kind of 3D-ish. This is SS10, Karen. Yes. This is SS10. I cannot even believe it's like this is so pretty. It is so pretty, y'all. But I like that fill without like having put it on here. Like the fill by itself is pretty too. Like just the also loved without all the extra, without the outline, without the scatter. That looks good too. Like if you're like, you know what, that scatter is a little bit too much. Like nobody has time for that. That the text itself, maybe pink outline for B-Day. Yeah, that would look pretty. I think pink would look pretty. This is so pretty, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to look at our hoodie that we made? I like it. Well, actually, I love this. I love it. I love it. Ciao. All right, we got another shirt, and then this is our hoodie that we made, y'all. Look how pretty this one is, though. This is super pretty. I love. Come on, lift up. I love the also love. We used magenta on here, and then we had look at the sleeves. We used our this template came from Making with Marilyn. She has it's 2-part template, but y'all look at the sleeves with the y'all. This is so cute. It is super duper adorable. And then of course I put a little heart on the hoodie, on the hood. I mean, so you can also do like a look at that. You can also do like I'm probably gonna put more hearts, like kind of have them go different directions all the way up on this one side. And y'all know how I was saying like maybe I could do something with the pocket. I could also put a heart on the pocket, like maybe a little heart in the corner. Do y'all think that's too much? Do y'all think this? Okay, so I already have the hearts here, the heart here, and I have the heart on the hood. Do y'all think I should just leave the pocket plain like this, or I should put a heart on the pocket? What y'all think? Like just so I would just put like a heart. This heart could fit like in the corner here to kind of go up here. What y'all think? Let me know. Hey, Miss Sharon Davenport. Isn't it so pretty, Miss Sharon Davenport? It's so pretty. It's super duper pretty. I love how this came out. I love it. Love, 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 love it, love it, love it. And I love these sleeves. Check out Marilyn's merch if you want to get these hearts. Marilyn actually used these hearts on a shirt um as part of her design. So you may want to check this out. You know, you don't have to put it on sleeves if you don't want to. She also put these hearts on some pants. Super cute. Super duper cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. Put a heart on the pocket. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, the best Alma. Smaller heart on the pocket. Okay. Like the hearts, but I'm a little extra. You know what hearts are. Dorita said plain, leave it like that. Jessie said plain. Jennifer, she said heart. Nicole said heart. But I love this, y'all. I absolutely love this. Now the red one, let me show y'all the red. Like the red I did yesterday when I hung out with Marilyn for a little bit. And I did the red yesterday. The red, I mean, I'm not a red girl, but the red was redding. Y'all. The red is so pretty. Look, every time I bring this red on screen, it shuts my camera down. Every single time. Of that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a bling string. But I want to do a icy, well, not icy crystal, but a crystal AB bling string instead of like a pink with it to kind of go with the outline. But this is the red, and this is royal Siam, y'all. That royal Siam has a bit. It's red. It has a bit of orange in it. It's just really, really pretty. Like depending on how the light hits it, like a gold. We'll see how that. And then here are the sleeves, and we use, y'all. No AB stones have been used. This is icy crimson at the top, royal Siam, not icy crystal, icy crimson. Royal Siam in the middle, and then icy crimson at the bottom. Look at that icy crimson. Icy crimson is beautiful. It's the most beautiful red. Like it makes me want to do a snow white apple and just make a snow white apple on my shirt and use that. It's so pretty. So pretty. All right. Now Brandy needing some bling shoes too. Y'all, I'm getting my gear ready. I gotta start wearing this gear next week. Oh, I forgot I had this piece of transfer tape. That's it, y'all. That's it. Everything came out good. This was that last shirt we made. Super cute. I love it. I absolutely love this. It looks so good. It looks really good. Wow. All right. Thanks so much, y'all, for hanging out. You said definitely the red. I know, Dims, the red is being very disrespectful. It's being very disrespectful. It was about pink tonight, not red. Red, you had your night yesterday. So, yes, yes, yes. Hopefully, Marilyn will show this with Embrilliance of doing it because I don't plan on showing it with Embrilliance. So maybe Marilyn can show it with Embrilliance to show you guys how to, because it's the same process. You create your SVG. I like to create my SVG and pull the SVG into whatever digitizing software that I'm using. Thanks, Keisha. Thanks, Jennifer Ricci. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Is it Miss Sharon Davenport? No, no, and no. It's like a caps lock. No. It's a caps lock. No. I don't even want to say when the rhinestone class is going to be, Miss Sharon Davenport. Rondrea, wouldn't it? It would. It would. And the file, the center file will be like it can fit onto kids' shirts. Like it's maybe like 9¼ inches wide. So the also love portion would definitely fit. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Derica. All right, y'all. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm about to go get some rest. I love you guys. There is a bling class, Miss Sharon Davenport. Oh, those ears. I think it's on the 25th, which is Sunday. So we will have, it's a beginner bling class. There is still time to look, protect your sleep. My reminder to protect my sleep just came up, even though my sleep is not protected. But it's a beginner bling class. Okay. I do recommend taking the beginner bling class before taking the advanced bling class. You may take the beginner and feel like you don't need the advanced bling class, or you may take the beginner class and I want you to learn how to do the things play around with it and practice and everything, and then move into the advanced class. So that's my preference, especially if you haven't done any bling before. But it's still time to sign up. I haven't closed the class just yet. But I love you guys so much. And I know that weather is, the classes are recorded. I know weather is a major concern right now. So if you get the class and there's a weather situation, you can get the class replay. It'll be in the Google Drive, and just send me any questions that you may have. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys. Sending so many prayers to all of you guys who are in the path of the major part of the storm or the minor part, because sometimes you don't know where the major or the minor, because I've lived through Hurricane Andrew and we thought that we were getting the minor and got the major, right? So you just never know how things go. I love you guys. I do want to remind you guys, please be kind to each other. Please be patient with each other. Extend grace to others. But the same thing that you're doing for others, treat yourself like, treat others the way you want to be treated. But, some people treat people so well all the time, and they don't always necessarily treat themselves kind or well. So don't forget about yourself. Okay. Remember to treat you good. Be good to you. All right. I love you guys so much. I am thankful to have this opportunity to be able to do this. I hope y'all learned quite a bit tonight. I hope so. Wing class for Leonardo Design Studio software. Katrina, I don't have a beginner class for Leonardo. I mean, that's something that I could do. I just don't believe in the Leonardo rhinestone feature as much as I do in Silhouette Studios rhinestone feature. So it's just like with the scatter, it's not, you can create the outline, but to create like the scatter like you do in Silhouette Studio, Leonardo Design Studio haven't really gotten up to par with that. There's a lot of different things that I feel like, it's a good software, but I just feel like there's a lot of things that they can, there's room for improvement. There's room for improvement even with Silhouette Studio. There's room for improvement. But what I like about Silhouette Studio is that you don't have to pay a monthly fee. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. You don't even have to have a Cameo to use their software. Like, it's all there. So Silhouette Studio, how much is Leonardo Design Studio? Maybe like $8.99. And I do have the pro version. Let me just let y'all know I do have the pro version of Leonardo. But I have a lot of softwares. Yeah, no, I feel like you just get more bang for your buck with Caesar. So yeah, they have some things to work out. They still have some things to work out. Certain things that you can't do. Oh, Miss Sharon Davenport, if you knew what I ate, it's Marilyn's fault. Marilyn sent me this picture of some crab legs, and I had to get some then. And it's all her fault. It's all her fault. All right, y'all. I love y'all. And until next time, y'all, later.